I'm talking in the void. I was like muted because yeah, I did a few changes. So again, hi and welcome to the library. I hope that you are doing all right. Oh my god, she was muted. Technical issues immediately. No, it's just me. Yeah, so what I was saying is that I hope that everyone is doing all right. I know that a few people cannot come into this stream today. I won't spend too much time yapping about things here because I just want to watch the direct. So we'll jump into it right now. I believe. I think the direct has finished. So basically we are watching that like 1 hour late and we have the entire thing already released. So I'll swap scenes immediately and we can react to that together. I believe this is the scene, yeah, where I've set up things. You have the wrong, you have that, and normally if I do this, you have the sound. Well, you don't have the sound right now because there's nothing, but you should have, okay. I did spy some Mario Kart. Tell me if the volume is alright. I think this should be good. And we'll change the volume if needed. Okay, so for the direct, I think it's 1 hour long. I don't exactly know what they can show. If they would want to show like their big things already, because I guess there will be another direct at some point before release. I guess the console is coming on. People were saying that June was the expected windows of release, which makes sense, considering that they need like a little bit of time to prepare before Christmas, I think. Okay, so Mario Kart, what we saw in the previous small direct trailer, whatever. It looks good. So we know we can play with like 20, 24 people, right? This is madness, being able to double the number of players. Okay, nice, interesting. Some Venetian. This is not a... okay. Because the question was like, are we doing laps the question that we had like after the first trailer, and I don't think we are doing laps. It feels like it's very organic and okay. So on the raids, wall jumps, whatever. Interesting. Okay, you can change forms, whatever. I mean, is it just customization, the same way you have in the mobile game, I believe? Circuits are very large also, wide. Interesting. Mario Kart World. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
It might be a little bit, I don't know.
I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
Volume might be a bit low, I don't know.
Director for Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo
Okay,
Switch 2.
faces that I don't really recognize right now.
Was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively
But
on
those are
Nintendo
not
Switch 2.
usually the people that we put like on
What do you
the
think this brand new Mario Kart
on the
game will be like?
spotlight in usual directs, obviously.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart
So
series
more
is
vertical, I
launching
guess.
exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
Very straight, long straight lines.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Okay, so you have pseudo laps, I
And in
guess.
this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
What do they mean by
In
that?
the Classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But
What do
don't
they
sleep
mean
at
by
the
that?
wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
Oh, so you're chaining
With
things.
24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing
Because it
Knockout
feels
Tour.
like it's going like Forza, right?
Race
Forza
non-stop
Horizon.
from one corner of the world to another.
Okay, and so you have the more Forza thingy.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Okay, it's like a pseudo battle royale, this mode. Okay, okay,
you
why
make it all
not?
the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast
Okay,
world in
again, like
free roam.
Forza, kind of logical. It looks good, I will say.
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
I don't know
So
how much
drive
you want to
wherever
explore
your heart
things,
takes you.
but
You
so
can
this
also
is
go
the
for
previous
scenic
direct
drives
was
with
like for the
friends,
Switch 1.
and even take
This
photos
this
together at
direct
different
is
locations.
focused on the Switch 2. So I guess the console, hardware, but also the initial lineup of games. And we are expecting, I think, a big like surprise at the end, like a major title.
The entire world starts here.
Like this Mario Kart, we saw that in the trailer.
The
These
game
games are
launches on
only
the
Switch,
same day
maybe
as
not only
Nintendo
Switch 2. Maybe
More
not
details
only.
about this title
I think
will
we're
be
expecting
shared
some
in
other
the
games, for
upcoming Mario
example,
Kart World
Metroid
Direct.
Prime, to be like
So
also
be on the
released on the
lookout
Switch
for more
1.
information in the future.
But on the previous direct,
Mario
yes, we
Kart
had like
World
no
launches
games,
on the same
sorry,
day
that
as
were
Nintendo Switch 2.
intended for Switch 2 mainly.
We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Okay, so kind of like this is interesting because we saw like some
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the
footage,
new
but it
features
was
of
also very
Nintendo
close to
Switch
what
2.
we could gather from the small trailer that we
These are the
had.
Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2.
This is very confusing. I mean, just treat it
And on the
as
right
another
Joy-Con
direct.
2,
This is just because
have
we are
the new
releasing. They are like we'll be talking about Switch 2, but like
Let's take a look at
games
some new
because of
experiences it offers.
backward compatibility and things like that, they can be released on Switch 1, Switch. We'll see. I don't know exactly what is happening here.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. Woo! you? So quick. Oh, no. Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
I don't know.
Introducing Game Chat.
Okay,
a
Game
new
Chat.
feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Okay, so this is the Discord. This is the Discord layout
With this
also.
feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow
The UI was like one-to-one Discord. I mean, yes.
While using
So
the
you have
Game Chat
a
feature,
microphone
your
now
voice is
on the
recognized by a
Switch.
microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So,
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going. It's coming. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly.
From
letting
this
you
distance,
chat
I
with
doubt.
ease.
I mean,
Boho.
some mics are extremely sensitive, so
It's okay.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the
You can-
chat
okay, you can-
menu
you can
and
share
turn
your
on game
screen.
sharing,
well, the FPS is. I mean,
you can
it's to be
also share your
expected,
game
but.
screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top
I mean,
of that dinosaur?
it's like if you use Discord, there's obviously no point in using that, I guess. But you know, playing with your family, why not? I guess with people that are less techy than the younger generations. I'm not a hater of that. I'll say.
Even while playing different games.
I wish they just added Discord integration.
It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Yes, but it will never happen, unfortunately. Because, well, Nintendo never did that. For Splatoon right now, you need to download the app. You can have like voice chat, I think, but you need to download like the app on
You
your
can adjust the size of
phone.
your
So,
game
well,
screen.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
I mean, obviously, like the very bad FPS is
Or
not
expand another
something
friend's game
very
screen.
very nice to show on,
gotta
you know,
above that wall that's to your left.
an official direct. But at the same time, I guess it's to be expected. Like, I don't think they can solve this
So
FPS
everyone
issue.
can watch them play.
We know that Nintendo has a lot of issue with like connectivity in general, and the question is, are they changing things for the Switch 2? I don't think so.
Okay, are you ready?
But again, not a hater of this, but
On the right Joy-Con 2
Probably we will
there's
never
an
use it.
additional button.
it's kind of
With
funny
the
that
C
they
button,
made like
you can
a
pull up
specific
a chat
button for
menu.
that, like just for chat.
Really?
So do they want to push like this feature forward a lot in the future? We know that Nintendo tends to be kind of like creative
Here,
with like
you can
new
quickly and easily mute
features,
yourself
new
and
hardware
more.
features.
And there's
So what is happening? Did they like, oh, because they may have like released the other one. So let me change like killed immediately.
and another friend's game screen. So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, I think we have to try.
So yeah, they tend to be like a little bit creative with like hardware. Like the Switch 1 did not have that many new things because like motion control was already, you know, in
On the
use
right
for
Joy-Con
the
2
Wii.
controller, there's an additional button. With the
But
C
yeah,
button,
that we
you can
already, so we can move. So yeah, camera.
by
Like,
connecting this
I
camera
mean,
to
this
the
is
system.
going back to the Xbox, right? The Xbox 360 with like Kinect.
Yo.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
You can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
I mean,
Nick, how was your test yesterday?
the unfortunate thing is like,
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I mean, this is like part of, you know, oh, they will show that, but like nobody will use it, or
Please look
you know,
forward to games
except
with user
like
camera feed
crazy
like
Nintendo
this.
fans.
Oh, okay. No, wait.
good.
Go
That's
left,
good.
go left. Left,
Oh,
left.
maybe
I'll let you
if I
fix
go a
it.
little more this way.
Using Game Chat, even when you're apart. You can play games and hang out as if you were together.
I mean, this
in
is
the
also
same
the
room.
Switch 2 presentation stream, right? So I'm guessing they are showing like all the features, all those features early because they are
Chat
not
will play
very
your personal
interesting.
favorites.
And so they want to discard that so we can end on a better
Decide
note,
your
I
own
guess.
rules for a retro game competition.
I'm expecting, you know, the first half of the
Or
stream
hold a
being
sports competition
very
between
boring and
families.
not that interesting
All together,
hardware
anytime,
presentation, and then we'll get into
anywhere.
games, which is like, I think, a
Game
bit
chat.
more interesting.
What did you
Saying
think?
quick hello and enjoy
In
the. Thank
developing
you,
Game
thank you,
Chat,
Vi.
Our goal was for
Will
you to
you
enjoy playing
lurk in the
online
background to
with
see
others
my
more
reactions or
closely,
not?
including
Will you?
family and friends. Almost as if you're all playing together in the same
Will you
place.
just go away immediately?
The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day
We'll try
as
to lurk.
Switch 2.
Okay, okay. It was very
A
hard
Nintendo
trying
Switch
to not,
Online
you
membership
know,
will be required
go
to
on
use
the
Game
new
Chat.
channel you created, not
However,
check what people
since
were
we'd like
saying
as
about
many
that.
people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out.
Okay, so you have like basically 1
Additionally,
year
Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch parental controls app,
free chat, I
and
guess.
different settings can be adjusted.
I
For
think this
example,
feature is good, but
whether
you're just killing it
parental
with the
permission
limited
is
market.
always required when a child wants to
mean,
use Game Chat to play with their friends.
Not unexpected, you know, Nintendo and the online,
We'd
and
like
well,
to
Nintendo
introduce
and all
another
of the
new
others, like
experience you can share
the
with family and friends.
online thingy is like
On
crazy.
Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one
But,
game,
well,
you can pass a Joy-Con
The online
controller
you
to a
have
friend
like,
and
you
play
know,
together.
family packs, so
But on
I
Nintendo
guess
Switch
like
2, you can play together locally on multiple systems.
why not?
using
Again, for
just
people that
one
don't
game
use Discord.
with Game Share.
Okay, Game
As shown
Share
here,
is like.
even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game.
Okay, so this is like
With Game
Nintendo
Share, you can
DS
temporarily
download
share
play, right?
compatible games
One
with
person
others
has
who also have
the game
Nintendo
and you can
Switch
share
2
it.
Or a Nintendo Switch system.
Question
You
is,
can share a
what are the
game with
games
up to 3
that can
other
use
systems
like
at a time.
this thingy?
Game Share also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via
Okay.
Game Chat, which we showed earlier.
So Mario 3D Land,
Game Share can only be used with compatible
World, I
games.
mean,
This
Captain
feature is
Toad.
planned for
Wait.
several titles.
Captain Toad, Clubhouse Games, okay. Mario Odyssey, I mean, why not? And Brain Academy, and I guess there will be more games, but
Starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics.
they're kind
on
of
Nintendo
choosing the
Switch.
games that are nice to play together,
Game
but
Share
not like the
support is also
transformative
planned for
games.
select
For example,
games
not
exclusive to Nintendo Switch
Mario
2,
Kart,
so
but
we hope
Mario
you'll look
Kart
forward
will.
to it.
Everyone will have Mario
Up
Kart.
next,
You don't have Mario Party,
we'd like to show you the Nintendo
which is
Switch
like kind
2
of obvious
system
since the game
itself.
is quite recent. I don't know.
Please take a look.
Okay, so this is like the hardware presentation. Bigger screen,
At
I'm not a
7.9
fan,
inches,
I will
Switch 2
say.
has a bigger built-in
It
screen.
becomes.
Here's how that
It starts to
compares
become like a
Nintendo
bit
Switch.
too, I
The
think,
system's thickness remains the same.
big, like to transport easily, you know, outside in
With
the bus or
approximately
whatever.
double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p
Okay, so
screen.
HD, I mean full HD now.
The screen supports
Well,
up to 120 frames per
We
second.
don't exactly
allowing
know
for
what are the
smoother gameplay
internals,
and
but
supported
like
titles.
people were saying that it was the same power capabilities at the
The LCD
PS4
screen
Pro.
is more vivid and supports
So,
HDR,
like,
providing more contrast between light and
120
dark areas
FPS,
of the
yes, but
images.
like on a certain, you know, set of games, I guess.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
This is like kind of that
Strong
gimmick, like the
magnets
magnetic
keep the
thingy, which
controllers
is like,
firmly
why
attached to the
not?
system.
But also, why? I
Detach
don't
your
think it was
controller
like that
easily by
problematic
pressing the
in the
release
Switch.
button on the back.
The trigger for release is better though, because it's just like, it's better than like the small
The SL
button
and SR
on the
buttons
Switch
are
one.
bigger for greater comfort and
better
control when playing
buttons.
with the
That is
Joy-Con
good
2
because
held
like
horizontally.
those were like so small in the Switch one. With a bigger screen, they cannot make
The left and right sticks
higher
are
res
now
games
larger.
that both work on TV and portable, I guess. True, yes. So
Each
mouse controls,
Joy-Con
what we
2
were
controller can be used
kind of
as a mouse
like
to play with compatible
identifying.
games.
Is it their
Both
big
the
feature?
left and right Joy-Con
The
2 support
mouse thing?
controls.
Because it means that they will try to push like mouse
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges,
mouse
sounds from the built-in speakers
controls
are
a bit
clearer
more, I
and
guess,
more
at least on the
natural
early
in
games.
handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends.
Okay, so that
anytime
we
via
saw
game
that.
chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
I mean, depending on how it's
Even
working,
if
they
you
might
don't
have
have a
like the
surround
best
sound
technology out there
Games
in
can
terms
be
of like
enjoyed
sound
with more
consoling.
immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Yeah, okay. I guess that was like a kind of a surround moment, but I only have one earbud, so I cannot like hear the difference.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
Okay, at
You can move
last,
it freely,
because it was
like
so
this.
annoying. I have like an early version of the Switch, and this is so annoying.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Oh yes, because you need this, I guess, like
It's
for
handy
the webcam,
connecting
for
a
example.
USB-C camera.
I think Nintendo limits themselves once again by having to make
Or
games that work on
charging
all
in tabletop
screens.
mode.
It has some pros and cons, but the ideal would be able to choose. Yes, but again, I do understand why they do that. This is the
Nintendo
gimmick,
Switch
and I
2
think this
comes
is
with
where they are kind of
256
strong.
gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo
Okay,
Switch,
better.
for storing your game downloads, save data, and more.
The stand on the Switch one
Reading
could
and
not have
writing data
existed.
is
Yeah,
also
exactly.
faster. Use
4K,
the Nintendo
I mean,
Switch 2 dock
I'm
to
waiting.
connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution
waiting
for compatible games.
To see that in action,
HDR
because
is also supported in TV mode.
they are able to
The
fit
Nintendo
all of that
Switch
like
2
in
dock has a
in this
built-in
console.
fan that keeps your system cool.
I mean,
This helps
okay,
keep
good.
performance stable.
Plays
On Nintendo
compatible
Switch
games,
2,
obviously.
You can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
What do they mean by
Physical and digital
compatible-
games are supported.
Compatible games. Well, this is kind of like, it was like obvious because nobody can do that anymore, especially with the new EU regulations. Okay. I mean, the mouse seems to be like the big gimmick of this
As you
console.
just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch. We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This
Oh,
is
it's like
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome
the
Tour,
PS5, I
exclusive
guess.
to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm
And
standing over here.
Astro
Okay, everyone, join me inside the game.
Playground, something like that.
There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?" The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal.
Oh, they're made of
So that's
metal.
how they attach to
Interesting.
the system.
Interesting.
A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach.
So the feeling will be, I think, interesting when
Through
you'll
examining
press them.
signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo
I think
Switch
Nintendo
2.
is able to balance more than one gimmick,
Another
play
example,
to
the
their
Joy-Con 2
strengths, but
controllers
widen the
have mouse
market. But
controls.
that's my opinion.
And when combined with
As
the
a bit of a
gyroscopes,
hater.
you can even do something like
I think
this.
yes. I think most people in general
You can
are
adjust the
Nintendo
position of the
haters
golf
just
club and aim
because
for the cup
they
by
are appealing
rotating
to
the
so many
Joy-Con 2.
people that it becomes extremely safe.
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing mini-games and
Yeah,
tech
okay.
demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty.
I mean, at least it feels like a bit
Nintendo
more
Switch 2 Welcome
transparent.
Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day
A
as
paid
Nintendo
game?
Switch 2. So
Paid
please check it out
game?
if you're interested.
Like Astro
Now,
Playground or whatever
I'd like
was
to share
free.
some more information
Game
regarding
with a
Nintendo
console.
Switch 2.
What do you mean paid game?
This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2
Paid
titles.
game?
It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards.
I mean,
but
depending
it's
on the
now
price,
red,
like
and
if
it
it's
has
like,
much faster data reading speeds.
you know, if it's like 2 euros,
Next up
why not?
is
But
additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data
oh, like the normal
transfers
SD
possible.
don't work in here? I mean, it's a bit
Please note,
unfortunate,
the
but
regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
I don't even know if I have like
Additionally,
one.
To transfer data from Switch
I don't even
to
know if I
Switch
have
2,
a normal
you
like
can log
SD
into
cards
your
anymore.
Nintendo account to use the system transfer feature. With this feature, you can
Okay, so
transfer
that's what we
save
saw
data,
like on
digital
the
games,
previous
and
direct,
more.
right?
We're also releasing a new Pro controller.
It looks a bit
It
like
has a C button.
It's
which
very
launches
smooth.
Game
It looks
Chat,
very
and on the back,
smooth. I
there are
don't-
new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls.
okay. So those are
In
like
addition,
macro
an
buttons.
audio jack has been added.
This is good.
We've
Okay,
introduced a few
the
new
jack is good.
features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article
Okay, so
on the
we might
website
want to
where
read
the
at
three
some
of us
point
will
like
talk
the
about
Ask the
development
Developer
of
thing,
Nintendo
because it's
Switch
always
2.
very
We
interesting.
hope you'll check that out as well.
The Steam Deck is leading the button
And
expansion
now,
wall. I think
the
so.
Nintendo
I think
Switch 2
so.
launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
June 5th.
We're very much looking forward to
I mean,
the day when
expected.
you all
That
get
was
to
like the
experience
window
it,
that
so
was
please wait
expected.
just
It
a bit
gives
longer.
like 6 months before Christmas, so they can build their initial lineup for Christmas. So yeah, it feels like correct. I
on
was
Nintendo Switch 2,
expecting
you
last
can
year
play
like a
3
release
types of
on
games.
the start of the Japanese
The
fiscal
first
year,
type is
but
Nintendo Switch
June
2
also
games.
feels logical, I think.
These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch.
The compatibility thing is like interesting
Nintendo
to me.
Switch
Like,
2 edition
what
games
games will
are the
not be
third
compatible? Oh, and you
Some
have like
games that were
upgrades, I
released on
guess. Okay.
Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
And I guess because it's like another type, you have to
Now,
pay
I'd
for
like to
those,
show you
right?
the Nintendo Switch 2
Okay, so
edition of Super
so that's the
Mario
last
Party Jamboree.
Mario Party, and you have
Please
like
take a
an
look.
additional mod on Switch 2, I guess, and this is like basically a DLC or whatever.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Okay, so new mini games, I guess.
audio recognition,
This is cursed.
more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera
I think they're doing
accessory.
interesting things with the mouse.
All of
I
which
think they
can be
have like good
accessed on
ideas, and
Switch 2.
it's pretty good.
Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities.
I knew they would do the bullshit
You'll
again.
be
What
able to see
bullshit?
each other's faces as you play, so you can experience
Nobody
all
wants
the
my game, but you can
reactions
disable
and
them.
emotions in
The same
real
way
time.
that you can disable
Or
like
4 friends can take the party online.
you can disable motion control games also in the base game.
Up
So it's
next,
like,
it's
it's here,
Bowser
but like you don't have to
Live, a
interact
mode
with them
where
if you
the
don't want
livelier
to.
team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect the most coins.
Okay, this is like kind of like
Dive
Switch
in
Play
RC
or
car
whatever.
with your
Want to
voice.
switch?
And compete in other mini games using full body movement.
Do you think anyone
and
enjoys
sound.
them? I mean, we are
Finally,
not.
take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster.
We are not everyone,
With the
so I
safety bar
don't
lowered
know.
and secured,
To be fair, I do
use
appreciate
mouse
Nintendo
controls
for
to shoot
like
down enemies while
doing
you
weird
feel the bumps
things,
and
even if
rumbles of the
this
coaster.
doesn't work, even if you know it's undercooked or whatever. Just because at the
When
very
you
least they
enter
are
a
trying
a
new
minigame
things,
will begin.
and then they can discard them
There's
if
a
it feels
bouldering
like
game where 2 players
not
each
good.
control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects.
mouse control is interesting, but it really means
Enjoy
that
the
you
thrill of these
you need to
intuitive
have like a
minigames.
table or
How
something
quickly can you reach the station?
or something when you play, which is like
From
not
minigames that
exactly
use a
always the
camera,
case in.
The built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble. The biggest party yet.
I mean,
is
it's hard to
getting
say, like, we
even
kind of-
bigger. Super Mario Party
I think
Jamboree,
it did
Nintendo
like
Switch 2 edition,
on
plus
theory
Jamboree
it was
TV,
not that
launches
bad
Nintendo
on
Switch 2,
well,
July 24th.
on paper it could have worked on the DS. It's just that the
Nintendo
mic on the
Switch
DS
2
was really bad,
players who
and I think the
already
mic
own
on the
Super
3DS was
Mario
good
Party
enough so that
Jamboree
it felt
can upgrade upgrade
okay-ish
to Nintendo
when you
Switch
had
2
like
edition
this
plus
My
Jamboree
Control.
TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience where you
I
can
don't know.
see each
I'm
other's
not.
reactions while
I
playing.
know that in general I'm a Nintendo
Let's
fan, so I
continue
tend to
presenting
be
some more
like I tend
Nintendo
to enjoy
Switch 2 edition
their way
games.
of like designing games. Yeah, purchasing the upgrade pack was
Nintendo
expected.
Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates.
The
And
fact
also
that like
support
you have
HDR,
to pay for
which
that,
makes
like
the
for
image
just
more
visual
vibrant.
upgrades, is crazy.
So you can
If
play
it was
with
like
smoother,
another mode,
higher definition
something like kind of
graphics.
like a DLC or whatever, I would understand.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app
Oh, so
on
this is
smart
basic.
devices.
What is this?
It's a
Zelda Notes?
game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
Ah, okay. So this is like
For
this
example,
is
it can help
Genshin
guide you to
Impact,
various locations,
interactive
like
map or
shrines and
whatever.
blocks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
This is funny. You can have like your. You can have your
Or
guide like.
You can share your creations using
Okay,
QR
so this
codes
is
and
like the
send them to
Genshin Impact
another
thingy,
player
why
to
not?
create in their game.
I mean, this expansion pack is not worth it at all. Like, just visual upgrade, it should be free. It should come automatically when you plug the game into like your Switch 2.
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable.
Okay, I've not done
In
this Kirby
and
yet.
the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story.
So for me,
exclusive to the
this is
Nintendo
where
Switch
it's like
2
kind of
edition,
justified,
along with
right? You
improved
have like
graphics and
another
frame rates.
adventure if you upgrade. So like, at
This story
least
takes
there's
place
something
in
that you're really
Forgotten
paying
Land after
for.
being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes.
I mean,
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure.
my best friend has played like Kirby and is very, very positive
Metroid
on the
Prime
game.
4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Okay, as expected, like on both Switches.
In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive
What do you mean mouse
gameplay
control?
on
It
Switch
feels
2.
like it's.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at
It feels a bit
120
crazy.
frames per second.
Like it's really
Choose from
a
these
new
two
way to
modes,
play,
both of
I
which
think.
support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle.
This idea of like having one Joy-Con normally and then the mouse in
Plus,
another one.
Pokemon Legends
Aiming with the
ZA,
mouse is
which
better. I
scheduled
guess
to
is
launch
better.
later this
Yes,
year,
although there was
will not
no.
only receive a
It's not
Nintendo
needed
Switch
in
version,
Metroid
but
because
a
like the
Nintendo
aiming is
Switch
really
2
good.
edition as well.
Exactly,
By
you need a
taking advantage of
TV
the
or
power
it
of
feels like
Switch
you have
2,
to plug that on
you
a
can enjoy
PC
your adventure
monitor
in
and you play
Lumia
like
City
on a
with
table,
enhanced resolution
on a
and
desk,
frame rates.
or like you're at your. I don't know, because you cannot use it for a
The
coffee
Nintendo
table.
Switch 2
It
edition
feels a bit
games you
too
just saw
low, I
will be
guess.
available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade
I
pack.
mean, this kind of sucks, like having
hope
to
you're looking
upgrade when
forward
there's
to
no
these Nintendo
no
Switch
added
2 edition
benefits,
games.
but maybe one of those sofa table for
Next,
laptop,
I'd like to
maybe.
introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
Depends if you can
Please
really
take a
use
look.
like the Joy-Con on every flat surfaces, every flat surface, I mean. Are we seeing more games then? Because I mean, you can also use it on your sofa, right? What is that? What is this? Is it like a first-party game? I know things cost money, but I think you can generate a lot of goodwill by giving certain things at a loss to create a bigger market. Yeah, I don't know. Is this a Nintendo game? Is this like a third-party Nintendo game? Because it's not at all like their aesthetics. Okay, so I guess like weird, how is it called? Rocket League, whatever. But the Switch 2, which is already an expenditure and will give you game upgrades for free. I think so. I think they should do that. But I guess they're also like, they will, it's capitalism. They will like play on, we have like crazy exclusives, and also like you don't have to upgrade immediately. You can upgrade like a bit later. When you feel like it's needed to make the upgrade to Switch 2.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use
But I do
both
agree that
Joy-Con
it
2
would be good
controllers
like
as
if they
mice
gave
to
like game
intuitively
upgrades
pull
for
off
free and
various
whatever.
moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
So second-party games or
I have long observed
okay, Elden
the lines
Ring.
between. This world is in dire need of repair. You can see them, can't you?
I mean, it's to be expected. We'll see like ports of literally everything because now every developer and publisher want to be on the Switch.
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Yeah, okay, expected. So it's like it's not second party, it's like third party moment.
From Supergiant Games. Here to
Okay,
say
so
that
Hades 2
is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel
I think I
introduces the Princess
talked.
of the Dead,
I already
an
talked
immortal
about
witch
like
out to vanquish the
Hades
sinister
1
titan of time.
on stream at some point.
The battle beyond
That I'm
the
not
underworld to the
exactly
ends
like
of
the
the
biggest fan,
Getting to
not because
know
it's bad,
dozens of
but because
characters
like
from
I
Greek
feel
myth
it's a bit
in a story
boring.
that reacts to your
But I
every
need to play
setback
Hades
and
2 at some
victory.
point.
It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're
The Ring
experienced with
Switch
the original or
Miyabi
not.
stream. I
But for
think
more about Hades 2,
I don't
later this
think
year.
we'll play Elden Ring, you know,
皆さん
shortly.
こんにちは。カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイ
Yeah,
ター
yeah,
6です。
you're the director for Street.
本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。
What?
ソフト
Are
は
they doing
通常版の
inputs
他に
by the
総勢
motion
26キャラクター
control?
を収録した Years 1-2 ファイターズエディションの2バー
Like
ジョン。
you are like
さらに
moving, you need to
ゲームと
move
連動
like
するアミーボと
your
アミーボ
controller
カ
to
ード
do
も
like
一緒に
a
スイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。
fireball. This is
お楽しみに。
crazy.
Initiating arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed.
What is this?
All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be
How is it called? I don't remember the
from
name of this game.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale.
I can't remember.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
It was one of
be ours.
The sovereign axiom.
Oh, is it?
The Trinitas has almost completed a weapon that was
I remember
created
like one of
to destroy
Capcom
all humanity.
games being like this, but maybe I'm
We're in the
mistaken.
middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart! All children, bring hope to
Yeah,
our
Demon
lives.
Ex Machina. I mean, yes, this is kind of like the.
Hey, this is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to
Oh, this is
Nintendo
like
Switch 2.
those like
The
co-op
game is a
games.
story about friendship.
Graphics
You
look
play
very
as
dated.
Neo,
This, yes,
who
this
rides
is like
sci-fi,
some
and
brand
Zoe,
of
who
like
rides
action
fantasy.
Japanese games that are still
Together,
stuck in
they get
the
trapped in their own
2000 for some
stories,
reason.
And it's up to you and a friend
Also, the big
to
thing
help
with
them break
Nintendo
free.
is that China is not very into
Let me tell you
consoles,
this,
so like
if
Nintendo
you like
could
It Takes
just not
Two,
exist
you're
there.
gonna
It's a
love this one,
bit
trust
more
me.
complicated
Of
nowadays
course, you'll be able to
because we
play
are starting to see a
Split Fiction the day
transition,
Switch 2
especially with the
launches.
Switch.
At EA Sports, we're bringing
So
fans
it's-
together across the world, both on the pitch
China's
and
situation
on the
is hard
gridiron. We're
to
excited to announce the EA Sports FC will be
really
coming to
understand
Nintendo
right now.
Switch
I
2.
think because we are at a
Madden
pivotal
NFL
moment
will
for
also be
the
arriving on the
Chinese
Nintendo
console
platform.
market. And
EA
things can
Sports,
change, I
it's
think,
in
with
the
the
game.
Switch 2, but we'll see.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions,
we are not commenting on that. I mean, we are commenting
You'll
on
be
that. Like,
immersed in the Wizarding World
if you're
like
like
never
a J.K.
before.
Rowling, yeah, we can skip that. If you're a J.K. Rowling like fan, just get out of here. If you still like, if you still like, I'm sorry to say it, but if you still like Harry Potter, just get a better hobby. You have like so many interesting universes. If you want to be like a wizard, just go away. I mean, okay, games for American people. This is what I've been saying, +2. My friends are crazy.
Hello, this is Christian Elberdam from IO Interactive.
Oh, so yeah, Hitman.
We're bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch.
So you have
2.
like the free games, obviously. I mean, this is like a good trilogy of games. There's nothing, you know.
And how each mission progresses
There's nothing to say here.
The player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2.
I mean, there was the big discussion about dev kits for Switch 2, and I mean, like a lot of games will be released for launch. What? James Bond? With the music? Okay. So this is the next game, like a James Bond game in this economy. And right now,
the world's favorite spy,
where we don't know if James Bond,
so
the James Bond
tuned.
franchise is alive even.
The story of light and shadow that never fades.
Bravely Default?
Reborn. Bravely Default returns,
Yes.
remastered in high definition.
I mean, okay.
Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you
It's
control the
cute.
flow
Bravely
of
Default is
enemy
cute. I don't have like,
Change and customize jobs
I don't have
to
much to
build
say
up your
here. This is
workload.
like a nice,
Enjoy your adventure with upgraded
series.
features and enhancements.
But it's kind of this very, kind of a bit old school, very cute
Square
RPG.
Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD
Flying
Remastered.
Fairy.
Set foot in Luxembourg as
Okay.
a warrior of light once more.
So maybe they won't have like a lot of big games, just because like a lot of things are like being released on launch. What do you mean? What do you mean, director's cut? I mean, Yakuza 0 is nice. I enjoyed Yakuza 0 far more than I did enjoy Kiwami, for example. Okay, so new,
We'll
okay.
have more games to show from our publishing and development partners. But for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
In collaboration, okay. Koei Hyrule Warriors again? This is Zelda. Is it Hyrule Warrior again?
Descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians who dwelled on the surface. Their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose.
We're playing in the past, right?
A war was fought to vanquish this evil.
Because
One
we
which
will be
future
playing Zelda
generations
again.
would call the imprisoning war.
Oh, interesting. So we play in the past. Okay, okay.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
Oh, I like this. And we can see the queen also. And this is good because she did not have like a lot of screen time in the base game.
Then
Okay,
that must mean this really
so kind
is
of the same thing as the first, I mean the Hyrule Warrior for Age of Calamity for Breath of the Wild. Okay, this is nice. And we play the champions of the past. My princess. Oh, this is like a nice lineup. Age of Imprisonment. Okay, interesting. I really enjoyed the Age of Calamity Hyrule Warrior. coming this winter, so for Christmas, obviously.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of
So it will be
Imprisonment.
nice because it's supervised by
It's being
Nintendo
developed
also.
by Koei
Aonuma
Tecmo
is in
Games,
here.
with support from
The one for
Nintendo.
Breath of the Wild was really good in terms of like
We hope you're
expanding
looking forward to
the
untold
base game.
story of the imprisoning war.
And I don't know if you enjoy
Hyrule
like
long
Muso
ago.
games. This is just nice. Okay.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online
Okay,
on
so
Switch
we'll
2.
probably have the GameCube
And with
emulator,
Nintendo
I guess.
Switch Online Plus expansion pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
Okay, so the GameCube emulator, again, expected.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will
I mean,
be getting a new
emulation for
classic game
GameCube is like
library
really good
exclusive to
with
Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube,
with Dolphin,
originally
but
released in
it's nice, I guess,
2001.
to have those games
Here are
on
the titles that will be available at
GameCube.
launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks
Wind
like
Waker,
a cartoon come
obviously.
to life through cell shading.
This is
Controlling the
crazy
wind
that you
using
can
a
play the
mysterious
original Wind
baton,
Waker on
Link
Switch
sets
now.
sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
So they will
Transcending
not
history
like
and the
port
world,
the
a
HD
tale of souls
remaster
and swords
immediately.
eternally retold.
Soul Calibur 2, because it's I think it's in this one where you can play Link. I don't remember.
Equipped with a different weapon, and Link
Yes,
from the Legend
it's
of
in this
Zelda
one.
series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world
Okay,
of white-knuckle racing
the
at
great
speeds over
F-Zero.
2,000 kilometers per hour.
I mean, they will
30
just put
machines
like the
will
very
put it
good
all on the line in death-defying
GameCube games.
races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode.
Like you have to pay the sub
Get ready
for
to
the emulator
experience
and buy the game. No, you don't have to buy the
F-Zero
game. You do not have to buy the game.
In games that support multiplayer,
As long
up
as
to
you
4
have
can play
the
together locally or online.
the sub, you can play all of those games
Enjoy
like
these
for free.
classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases.
I play all those GameCube games. Yeah.
For each title and customize them to
Those are the
your
great
liking.
GameCube games. I don't think the GameCube is, such a big console, such a good
More
console
titles
because
will
like
be
the
added
lineup
in the
of good
future.
games. Okay, we need to pause here.
More titles will be added in.
I knew they had sold some old games in their store before. Yes, but that was for the previous consoles. No, it's not how they are doing things. They are kind of pushing their emulator forward with the subscriptions instead of having to buy like the individual games like you would do on the previous consoles. So Sunshine, obviously, Path of Radiance, and I guess then the follow-up. Pokemon XD, it's fun. Strikers, it's good. Chibi Robo, it's alright, and Mansion is good. I've never played Path of Radiance, and I've heard it's very good. It's a nice one, and it's a good one if you never played Fire Emblem, I think. Oh, and Colosseum as well. Okay. Okay, well, it's the big, good roster of the GameCube, so it's
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2
a lot of stuff on the
exclusive
GameCube was really
game
good. A lot
library
of stuff was
coming to
really
Nintendo
good,
Switch Online Plus expansion
but it's
pack launches
not
the
as
same day
transformative
as the
as
hardware's
other
release.
consoles, I would say. But I agree that you had like incredibly good
Dedicated
games.
controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
But there's already a GameCube controller,
it can connect
no?
wirelessly.
I don't
and also
remember.
has a C button to quickly
Metroid
access
Prime, yeah, Resident
Game
Evil
Chat.
4 and F-Zero
The Nintendo
GX.
GameCube controller.
I do think
exclusively
it
available for
was
Nintendo Switch
underrated
Online
though.
members, will
Oh, you think the
also be
GameCube was
available the same
underrated?
day as Nintendo
I think the
Switch 2.
GameCube right now is like massively
Whether you're
overrated.
familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to
But this one
Nintendo
has a C
GameCube,
button. Oh, I'm
Nintendo
sorry, you can use
Classics.
chat. This is true.
Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, at the time, yes, because like it was a
Okay,
commercial
let's
failure.
see some more games
The
from our
GameCube was a
publishing and
commercial
development
failure
partners.
back then. And I would say because there was not enough, games that were interesting. Is it Deltarune? This is Deltarune. This is Deltarune. Oh, so this is the release of like Deltarune on Switch? They're doing that on Switch? I mean, I know that like the Switch, the Nintendo Direct is like the biggest thing nowadays, but I wasn't expecting like Deltarune to be shown on the Nintendo Direct. So on release, And no online play. Yes, well, you had like the online play with the Game Boy Advance, but it's a bit different. Deltarune is waiting. Okay, so when? On launch day. They are crazy. The Switch 2 is crazy.
Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2.
Who cares about Borderlands?
Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons.
Real talk.
We're still in development, and
Who cares?
it's already the most ambitious
Like I think,
Borderlands game
I'm sorry,
we've
you've
ever
been
made.
put just after Deltarune. Who cares about you?
We'll be
It's
sharing
like
a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games.
Firaxis?
We're
Okay, Civ
releasing a
7.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
I don't know what people
In
think
Civ
about
7,
Civ
you'll
7. Like,
establish an
know
empire
that
and
it
guide
has
your
been
people
released for a
throughout
few
the
weeks.
ages of history.
Who cares
With the
about
mouse
Civ?
controls, players can enjoy
Plus
a
2.
more intuitive gameplay experience.
In truth, plus
Civ
2.
7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Having to buy the upgrade
we
version
have
is crazy,
even
but you
more
can
news
use the
from 2K.
mouse, so true. Civ sucks, I don't
I'm Lionel
know.
Jinx.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
I did enjoy
Our final
the
announcement for today
old
is
Civ.
that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K
Okay,
as
so
well.
all
We
the
can't wait to see you in the ring.
2K games. Well, not all, but like some of them.
Four kids find this old tattered man. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees.
What?
Awesome! You nailed it!
Was innovative 20 years ago, but they never changed the loop ever again. Plus 2, exactly. Exactly.
Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well,
I don't
think
know what
that's
to think
everything.
about that.
Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Survival Kids. I mean, who cares? It's a Konami game.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll.
But the core game is the same. Yeah. Oh, it's Enter the Gungeon.
Dodge countless bullets and aim for
Enter the Gungeon
steps
too.
in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game. And we're
I will say,
excited to
going
share
like
more with you in the
3D,
future.
I think it's a big miss. It's a big miss because it feels unreadable. Oh, is this the... No. Well, it's another, farming simulator, whatever, but... Was it already a game that exists? I don't remember. I felt there was one with a similar art style, but maybe it was slime-based more than anything else. Looks kind of like No Man's Sky. Yeah. But also like that many people? Starseeker. Okay. Astroneer.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are
Cyberpunk.
delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to
I mean-
Nintendo players for the first time.
So it is Astroneer, yeah.
2077 is an open-world action-adventure
It is.
RPG set in Night City.
I mean,
Thanks
it's
to
funny that
Nintendo
everything
Switch
is
2,
coming on the
you can
Switch too. It's
transport
like,
yourself
I
to
do
the
understand,
city
but
of
at the same
dreams
time, I
or
feel
on
like
the
on
go.
those games I would
Get ready to
prefer
meet
playing like
unforgettable
on
characters and discover
a Steam Deck
engaging
or on a,
stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to
setup.
Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
But I mean, it's expected, like, everything will be ported on
スクエアエニックスの浜口です。
Maguchi. Oh, so you're, okay, so it's Final Fantasy,
任天堂スイッチ
the
2で
first one.
ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。
I think Cyberpunk is not for the Switch 2, and you will not elaborate on that. I love that game, but why play that on Switch? Why not? Everything will be ported on Switch, just because the console is too big.
を体験いただきます。
I mean, okay, this is the first
で展開する
Final
FF7 リ
Fantasy
メイクシリーズ
remake.
にぜひご期待ください。
And you have Integrate, which is like the small, add-on where you play Yuffie. Kunikatsu, so yeah, that was the game of Capcom. People were saying it was alright. Silk Song this year, true maybe? I'm sorry, but they will never beat the allegation of like putting one you know, 1 second of footage in a game, in a Nintendo Direct, and just like never elaborate. Personally, I just think first-person immersive games work well. You don't think it works well on a really small screen. It's not that small, I guess. It's like Steam Deck level nowadays, which is like kind of the compromise if you're going for you know, for portable experience. Again, this is something that in the West we are a bit weird still about it, but it's a bit different, obviously, in Asian countries, for example. Sometimes it's hard to read on PC screen. I mean, I do agree with you. I'm not disagreeing, but I do understand why they are porting things. Wild Hearts, okay. Witchbrook, whatever. This is like, yeah. Puyo Tetris, obviously. Capitalism. I mean, yeah, I was not focused. What was that? Oh, Rune Factory, yeah. We can still say it's bad. It's probably bad. If Silk Song actually comes this year, unclear. Unclear, but who knows? For Christmas, maybe? How far are we in the direct? Okay. Will they show like... I don't know what game they will show to close the direct. Shadow Labyrinth, the new game that was... So that's the remake of... That's what we saw in the previous direct. The remake of Devil Summoner 3, the spin-off for AI Somnium File, some kind of like Little Nightmare thingy, Fortnite. Oh, this is Ridge Racer, okay. The Layton game. Tamagotchi Plaza, okay. Human Fall Flat, the second one. Interesting. But it was coming to Switch 2 to end the stream.
We've shown a lot of games.
I was expecting Mario 3D. I think I'm expecting Mario 3D.
Publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
So another set of like third-party games. Okay.
I give you my blood. I give you my life.
What?
Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight.
It feels like very...
To humanity's very dusk.
Bloodborne coded? But with vampires? Like I'm giving you my blood? +2. Oh, this is a From Software game. Yeah, from the narration. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So it's like kind of like... It's not a sequel of Bloodborne, obviously, but it's like kind of like the spiritual successor. Oh, I like the ambience, like the mix between, you know, Victorian and more traditional Gothic design. Is that a character also? Or is it a boss? Steampunk Bloodborne. It feels like Steampunk Bloodborne. to some extent, at least Victorian, oh, well, steampunk Bloodborne. Oh, interesting. Oh, I love the design, so good. Yeah, it feels very Bloodborne in the aesthetic. I like it very much. So we'll have like Bloodborne 2 before. Oh, and you play a vampire. So as we were saying before. We're streaming this one, I don't know. They even brought the Majora's Mask Moon, yeah. Lots of different environments.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon.
Oh, yeah, is it an exclusive game? Will they do an exclusive game?
Carrier of blood.
Oh, I like it very much. I really like the contrast of design. So all of those, yeah, those are like playable characters. This is your avatar. Or whatever.
The moon tears will flow for one. And one alone.
Dusk Bloods. The Dusk Bloods. What are you? Some kind of like winged rat. So next year, it's an exclusive game. It's an exclusive game. They are crazy. They are crazy. People think that the Switch 2 will be so good that, yeah.
We'll be publishing a creator's
They
voice
are
article
crazy.
where
But you don't have to get the Switch 2 immediately, right?
We'll share more details about the game.
Because like
so please
it's
check it out when it's available.
It's next year. It was the title,
That's
Dusk
all
Blood.
from our publishing and development
The
partners.
Dusk Bloods.
We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development
Oh, you're saying
partners
no comma,
who prepared footage for this presentation.
even a title, sarcastic? Oh, you did not say it.
In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I mean, at some point maybe.
We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
Wait, are we getting no? We are not exactly in the end of the stream. Kirby? It's Kirby, right? New Kirby game? So are they going like for the more traditional Kirby route? Oh, so that's the next game of Sakurai, right? Which is good, so he can focus on something else in his life than, you know, Smash Bros. Oh, it looks so good. I like it very much. This is great. Elderly man, because he kind of is. Is it like a, what, is it air ride? What? Riders. What are you cooking? Okay. And Sakurai. Good. Do something else. Don't be on Smash. Just, you know, do other things. It's good.
Which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube
And take some
system
vacation.
over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game.
Onegai.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today.
Oh,
please take
this
a
is
look.
already the last one. So what will it be? Donkey Kong? With the monkey sounds, the train tracks. I think it's a racing game, yeah. It's Donkey Kong. It's Donkey Kong 100%. Yeah, okay. So this is then, is it 3D? Will it be a 3D? It will be a 3D game. So we are getting a new like Donkey Kong game. The last one was 64. So that's his new design. Like they are rolling back the old design of like Donkey Kong. I like it very much. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. You can like play a bit more with the environment, which is like good because it will be the gimmick versus like the next Mario 3D. It looks buzzy, but in a good way. A little bit like I think the Wario games feels like buzzy, very explosives. Okay, so you have a more country section. I like the very wild art style that we're kind of like missing from the latest Donkey Kong games, I guess. Oh, I like this design. I like the old design. Bonanza. Interesting. And it's coming on July. Okay. So they're not showing the Mario, the next Mario,
3D platforming action game
because I guess like those games will be at the end of the year, like the new Mario 3D probably.
With incredible strength, smash through enemies.
This is good.
Walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
So that was it.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options
So yeah,
that will be available at
in
launch.
2 months, this is like...
We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart
Are you giving the
World.
price or not?
For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website,
No
which
price.
goes
No
live
price?
later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all
Oh,
we
was
have
that
to share
a
for
digital
today.
bundle the same way like
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch.
the way
We're very much
Sony is doing
to
it?
everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Okay. Not as transformative at... I don't know. Will it be like... Or will it be... for 400s? I don't know. So yeah, and there will be like in the next 2 days like so many things they will be streaming. So like this is good. Like Treehouse is good in general because you can see a lot of footage of the games. But yeah, I will say it doesn't feel... Oh, we already have the price. So for the base console, for 50. For the base console. I mean, I don't know. It feels like... I don't know. So yeah, well, we can yap a little bit before going to Layton, but obviously there are great things. I think if you're a fan of certain things, like for example, I think like the Delta Run fans, and we know some of them. I know some of them personally, or Eating Well. But yeah, it's not as transformative as other directs, especially the one for the Switch, because the Switch was crazy. Like we had, the lineup was, obviously it's different because the Switch 1 was a sharper transition. Here, the Switch 2 is doing like a gradual transition, I think, for the next 2 years, probably. So they are focusing more on like ports than actually like having an incredibly strong lineup at start. And for the Switch 1, we had like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild lineup, which was like crazy. And I think they cannot do that here. Kind of like spacing things a little bit. I think Donkey Kong is like a great entry, but like we need to see more to be really, to know what will happen. Metroid Prime, I don't think we had a more precise date. I think it's still like this year, but we don't know exactly when. So yeah, they're all kind of like stalling for time and trying like to be very, but things will release on both consoles and you can wait before making your purchase. Like you don't have to purchase your console immediately. Like the Switch 1, you can wait for 1 or 2 years and do your purchase when you have like when you really feel like it's a transformative purchase for you. I'm not saying that it's bad, but definitely out of my price range. I think it's bad, the price. I still think it's bad. Considering it's a smooth transition. But yeah, especially in countries where the price of the console is not adjusted to the local market and price of living, like buying a console is like so bad, and even buying computers. But buying consoles, it's very bad. We had that discussion, I think, for African countries, Asian countries that are not, let's say, Japan or South Korea, and South American countries. This is like a very unfortunate situation in the gaming, industry, and this is like one of the worst thing about capitalism, just like gatekeeping people because we are not caring about like the cost of living. I'm just seeing news articles, but no official pricing release. So it's probably, some kind of leaks or whatever. So they would have shown the price in the direct if, we had like some official things to check. But yeah. I think there are also like a lot of things that are kind of like not great to show. Like for example, the extended like editions of games for Switch 2. I think this is not. Okay, this is your thing, but like this doesn't look very good. On stream when you're announcing things, the fact that people will have to pay again and again. I think this is like a bit weird. We have not seen any great trailer, I would say, like nothing that is touching for example, the Breath of the Wild trailer on Switch 1. But yeah, they're interesting games though, I will say. Mario Kart is obviously like very good and will be very good, but like it's kind of expected at this point. The Kirby game is interesting, but we have not seen anything really about it. Donkey Kong game looks really interesting, but we need to see a bit more to make a proper opinion. I think the From Software game looks interesting, great even. I like the setting they are using here, like reverting to something more steampunk. This is good. And the rest, was like mostly ports. So yeah. And for the hardware, I think we discussed that enough. I'm not convinced by everything. I need to see how it works in action, but why not? Like the mouse thing can be interesting. I just wonder how you play with that. Can you play like with a Joy-Con on a sofa? Does it work, or do you need like a really flat surface to make it work? Because like if you can, you know, still kind of play even in your lap, on your lap, I think it's okay. But yeah, I will probably buy the console, maybe not immediately, but like, you know, in the early months. But we'll see. I'll open that. Oh, okay. So base console is 450 and like it's 500 with the bundle. But the bundle is the digital game, right? It's not. It's just a code. I mean, I think it's expensive, but it was probably a bit, you know, naive to think that it would be like less than that, I guess. Digital, yeah. So depending on where you live, there's no point in taking the bundle, I think. Although you have like more space, like more storage in the base console, so I don't know. I tend to like my games in a physical format, so I will probably just get the base console and buy the games like a bit, you know, aside, just because in Europe it's much easier to find games at a lower price. And some places are selling games at a loss because, well, you know, supermarkets, they're selling at a loss because they know you will do your groceries at the same time. And they're making money on the groceries. Okay, that's it for the Switch 2. I think I don't have like much more to comment because it was not as crazy as I expected. Again, as I said, interesting things, but nothing really out of this world, I guess. So we have like 1 hour and a half. So let's do our transition to Layton, maybe. Everyone pinging you was wrong, clearly. Probably. They were probably wrong. Oh my god. I'm seeing like what like other people were writing in another server. It's like Nintendo is going on the 880 euro/dollar price point now. This is crazy. This is like madness. Like Sony really opened like the Overton window with the $80 price point. So they have also increased a little bit the price of the accessories because I think it was like $10 euros lower. What is the price for the? Let me check. Switch Pro controller, the first one. I think it's like less expensive. Yeah, 70 for the Switch Pro. And you sent me the thing. And did it close? Am I? Oh, and it's 80 for the Pro controller. So they are bumping every price by 10 units, which is like crazy, I think. Again, like this is really like the consequences of Sony putting that price. And I'm sorry, like Nintendo, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. We are in a special situation in Europe because we can get most of the things like cheaper, but I know it's a big complaint in the US having to pay 60 or 70 euros for a Nintendo game. Again, like Nintendo games here, at least in France, you can get them on release physical for like 45 euros. 45 euros for basically all the games that you would pay normally like 60 or 70 euros. So seeing that you're paying almost double price for the Switch 2 is a bit crazy. Featured game. So is there... What do you want me to comment on the last link? Oh, the sound is coming from... Wait. Mistake then. I need to relaunch the game. What do you want me to comment on the last link? Oh, it says what feature comes with the... Okay. Let me just like... load the state again. So we have like some background noises, and I'll read. Okay, let's go quickly through there. I mean, I could like even... I don't want like to even like share my screen or whatever, so I'll just read. Mario Party Jamboree, I think we saw that new modes with like the mouse, microphone and camera, whatever. Oh, you cannot use Zelda notes if you're not playing with the Breath of the Wild extended edition. This is like madness. Improved frame rate, resolution, faster load time, HDR support, so really you shouldn't get this one. I mean, you can buy, I think you can buy the game on Switch 2 with the Switch 2 edition if you haven't played it, but there's no point in doing the upgrade. And the upgrade should have been free on those cases. For Kirby, it's a new mode, so it feels like understandable. And it's just improved performance for Pokemon Legends ZA, which is like... I guess you can... I mean, it will be more expensive on Switch 2, so better just buy the base game, I guess. I don't know. And Prime 4 will come with like mouse control, better resolution, whatever. And that's basically it. I think it's like you need... Yeah, we need to check like the difference in terms of price. Because like it can be... I don't know. I've not seen any pricing for games. I mean... wait, because I have like... I will send you like a post. Because like they shared that in our static. But... like... Here we are talking about like 80 euros, dollars, but I think it's the same for euros, for like for games on Switch 2, which is like crazy. And I'm genuinely considering like if I should buy those games, because this is like pure madness. Or they are trying to push like they have higher costs due to trade wars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm seeing like the price for the console in euro. It's like 470 euro for the base console, which is again like higher than... It's more expensive than the US price. And euro is still, you know, a stronger money than US dollar. So it's like, what are they doing? If I go to Nintendo and navigate to EU, I cannot find a price. But could be on me. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely like, you know, it was kind of expected that we would get like really disappointed by the price. But I think it's really like the cold shower, the pricing. It feels like really insane. So I don't know. I'm a bit confused. And it's like they are opening the Overton window and they are kind of like believing that people will accept the price, this price point, just because like other people are doing it, especially like again Sony. But at least for me, it's too much like of a gap to cross, having to settle on those price points, because again it was very low in Europe for basically forever. Like basically we're buying Switch games at the same price as we bought like Nintendo DS games back in the days. And I think like this is kind of like mismarketing, like they are kind of like missing the mark, the point here, I think, with the pricing. And I'm sorry, I do enjoy Nintendo and I do enjoy, you know, things with, for example, like the art direction being like very equal and similar across every games because they are using the same like engine. But I don't know. I could justify like buying Nintendo games because I felt like they were not that expensive and they felt right in terms of pricing for what you get from them. And on certain games, I would even say like they felt even like very fairly priced. Like I think getting Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom for like 45 euros was like extremely good. But right now I'm not convinced, and I will say like if this is really the price, I think I will not buy the console on release nor the games, because like it's too expensive. I cannot afford that and I don't want to pay that much for those games. Game prices have basically been the same or nearly the same since the 90s. They got around this by having larger and larger audiences. This is true, I would say, because like prices of games even have decreased because of inflation, right? And so when people say that video games are expensive nowadays, it's kind of wrong if you compare it to the price points of like the 80s and the 90s, because like the games were like extremely expensive in terms of cost of living. The price have stayed basically the same, but like the value of like $1 of €1 changed a lot during that time. And so I think we had like in the past decade a period where prices, like real prices, not like the shown prices, the real prices have decreased, and now we are getting like more expensive games just because we are living, you know, it's like the crisis, the industry crisis in general in video games. Again, it feels wrong because like Nintendo is making so much money and it's like, why are you doing this? Phantasy Star 4 was $100 or close to it in like 94. I do agree. And it's why like Fantasy Stars and all those games were extremely expensive, because if you would pay the same money about that, like Fantasy Star 4 would cost like, I don't know, $200 nowadays or something like that. Maybe not, because it's like the mid-90s, but if it was like a game from the 80s, that would be the case. And especially if you bought like, you know, Neo Geo games or whatever. The problem is that the PC market, you have games with varying prices depending on the game, but AA Plus games have fixed prices that most times are not directly related to the game itself. But that was not exactly the case for Nintendo, I think. Nintendo was kind of like, at least at some point, nowadays, like, and seeing like the Switch 2, it's not the case anymore. But they would like put some games at a lower price point because, okay, it's like a Nintendo game, but it feels like less complete than, I don't know, like a big mainline 3D Mario or Zelda game. And you had like those two different price points, but I think they are getting rid of that for the Switch 2. And my problem is that for me, the strategy of Nintendo was like, we are releasing a lot of games, you know, during the entire year, and you will always find a game that you will like, and there will be even like too many games to buy. So like the lower price point, at least in Europe, made sense because like the releases were so regular, which is very different from Sony games that are extremely expensive. But what do you have like on the PS5? Basically nothing. So you're buying a game every like 4 months. It's like really expensive. It's like 80 euros, but at least you don't have anything to buy for like the next 4 or 5 months. Exactly, for you, a Mario Kart or Mario Party does not have an $80 value, absolutely. Because first, it's not what you have been like, you know, it's not what you have grown with. Nintendo games being like cheaper than that. And even like the game in itself, like it doesn't feel like it feels like, yeah, it's just too much. They went like too much. And I think it's a mistake because I don't think like it costs more to make those games. They're still using, you know, basically the same engine and things like that. So it feels very weird to me. And they have avoided this by not like putting any prices on the presentation. I can buy similar games for like 20, 30 that will have more gameplay. Exactly. Like for me, Mario Kart, it's a game that will cost like 50 euros. 50 euros, and you will play a lot of it. You will play a lot of Mario Kart. This is like such a good game, Mario Kart 8. But I think if you cross the 50 euros line, you're doing something wrong. And you don't need that to make money because like, I think like putting the price so high will hamper the sales in general. What worked so well with like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was that first you had bundles, and it was not an expensive game to buy for the Switch 1. It was most probably like the first game you had. You would buy it at the same time as you bought your Switch, and it felt like alright. So they're kind of like tricking you into like buying the bundle for the Switch 2 and Mario Kart because it's much lower than buying them like separately. But at the same time, like, it's a digital version. It sucks so bad. Like, I don't know why people in executive positions do not understand that, like, people hate digital versions of games in general. And I don't know, they're kind of forcing you to like adhere to their price points. And part of me is like, they will pay that at some point, but who knows. On PC there are a ton of good indie games for a lot less, which means... Yes, on Steam Deck, yeah, you can play those games on Steam Deck, yeah. I think the problem also, and they're kind of playing with that, is that all of those games, you will play them, you know, with friends. It's kind of like, oh, you want to play multiplayer games with friends that are not, you know, too game appealed, you will go for a Nintendo game. You will go for Mario Kart, you will go for Mario Party. And it's hard to get people to play like multiplayer games on PC or other consoles because it's not as, I think, comfortable as well, playing on the Switch or the Wii U or whatever. Also, more expensive games have higher standards from players, like the insanely priced Monster Hunter Wilds is 70 euros. I do agree. And I don't think like Nintendo is putting, I don't think the standard is high enough to reach that price point. It's crazy. Are you getting more value out of Mario Kart compared to Monster Hunter Wild? I think. I mean, at this point, it's not even like a question of are you getting more value. It's just this should not be priced like this. Okay, a Nintendo game shouldn't be more expensive than 60 euros, I think. And 60 euros is really, you know, I would accept paying 60 euros for even, you know, Tears of the Kingdom. But for Mario Kart, no, never. Mario Kart has to be like 40, 45 euros, I believe. It is like the manga conversation we had, yeah, when we were crafting. I do agree. It's just, they think they can keep getting away with those price points, and this is like not possible. Because like, you know, like even if I hate Sony with everything that I have, you know, inside me, I hate like all the philosophy behind their games, what is released on like PlayStation 5, and I do not think that those games deserve $80 price points. I think they are more justified than Nintendo. If you need to save months for a game, is it worth it? If it costs them so much, maybe lower the quality product. Exactly, because we don't care. The thing is, and that's like the discussion that I hate about like Nintendo, is that we never had to, we never need better graphics, let's say, than what we had on the Switch. I think like what we had to solve was like frame rate, like having a constant 30 or 60 FPS. But in terms of like graphics, the art direction of Nintendo is doing all the hard work, and you don't have to go more beautiful than that. I don't know if you have seen, and I think you've seen like the Mario Party Jamboree footage that was shown on the Direct. This is the base game. The game is not much, you can know, it's basically the base game. And it looks like really, really good for an end of Switch product. The frame rate is really good, and we don't want better than that. And I think like trying to play like a graphic situation, it feels just so muddy. I did not talk about that during the presentation because we were reacting to other things, but I don't think, for example, that the Donkey Kong games is really good looking, because it feels like, oh, we are trying to go harder on the graphics, but that's kind of not the point. And same thing for the Mario Kart, like the game has like great graphics, but it's too much. I don't care. The base game is really, I mean, Mario Kart 8 is already beautiful, and we don't need to go better than that. Also, Sony sells you the console at a loss to compensate for those expensive games. Yes. Like for Pokemon Legends, they have killed the graphics to be able to have less buggy games versus Scarlet. And people are like, do we need 3D Pokemon games with those graphics? Maybe the top down were enough. To just innovate on the gameplay flow, not the graphics. I do agree. And I think Nintendo was doing that for a while on the Switch. And it allowed them to really settle on, you know, a very distinctive visual style. And it was never surprising, it was maybe very homogeneous, but I think it worked, and it was good to focus on gameplay, which we saw with Splatoon, which we saw with like the entire Mario series, mainline or spin-offs. And now I think that they are trying to go hard on graphics, and this is again like a misunderstanding of what worked so well with the general public, because like graphics are only great for crazy gamers that either have been playing on PC and think that photorealism is like the best thing of all time, or like crazy like Sony players or even Xbox players that want to like showcase hardware. But the core audience of Nintendo is people that do not play video games in general, or at least as not as much games that we are playing. And I mean, we are people that are playing a lot of games. This is not the core audience of Nintendo, and by focusing on graphics and focusing on like hardware, I think they are losing that part of the public, because now the person that will not play video game has to ask themselves the question of, do I want to buy this at this price point? I'm very graphics pilled, but I'm waiting for the but. And I will we can start also playing a little bit of Layton. We won't play too much, I think, but let's do 1 hour, maybe, and Yap at the same time. It's a promise thing. You cannot make a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Pokemon Scarlet and then half of the game doesn't render. If you sell that concept, you have to deliver. I do agree with you, and also I would say, for me personally, for Nintendo is a company which doesn't have to make that promise. I don't want good graphics. I don't want better than what we already have. It's good enough, and nobody is complaining about that. And now they are going for HDR, ray tracing, all those things that we don't care about. If people say that really care about 4K in Nintendo games, maybe you shouldn't play Nintendo games. Because the problem is not the resolution. I think the problem is the frame rate. And now they are appealing to a different crowd, and I don't know. I think the price points, it's really the cold shower. There were a lot of complaints for Tears of the Kingdom, maybe not a big majority, but it did feel dated for the design. But also because it was Breath of the Wild. And it makes sense when you play the game. And also people did not understand, I think, the political discourse of Tears of the Kingdom, which is reliant on it being the same map with the same design. And I go back to the point of Nintendo niching themselves. I don't know. It's hard to say because you're kind of a Nintendo hater and I'm more of a Nintendo fan, and we have very biased opinions on what they are doing versus the average consumer and person. If they released Tears of the Kingdom in PC, yeah, but if Nintendo releases a game for PC, then Nintendo is dead. Oh, but you mean on Switch too, maybe? Forcing everyone to that jump is dumb. Oh, you mean selling a console with a better... Yeah. Sorry, I'm drinking at the same time. Just make a port years later. Exactly. Just do an HD or full HD remake, remaster, whatever. It's what they have done with the Zelda franchise for so long, and I think it's good. You do that, I think, 3 years into the Switch 2 life. It's okay, you have to buy the game the original price again, so it's 60 euros, for example. But with this version, it's the HD port, and maybe you have a little bit of gameplay, an extension or something to help you make the jump. But right now, the system of upgrades, I think it's such a miss. It's so bad because only for Kirby have we seen additional content for the game, and you cannot ask people to buy the upgrade package from Switch 1 to Switch 2. And well, Nintendo was doing that, but we saw in the presentation that the person for Firaxis was not Firaxis, but the person for Civilization was oh, you can buy the upgrade package for Civilization 7 What do you mean? The game was like released like a few weeks ago. And like, no, in 2 months they have to buy like the upgrade package? Are you crazy for like graphical updates? And just to play with a mouse on the Switch? I mean, you have already, you know, tricked the people into buying Civilization on the Switch, which is already crazy. It's like, who will do that? At what degree of like insaneness are you in your life to not buy Civilization on your PC? And then you will ask them to pay like 10 more euros or maybe more to say, oh, in 2 months you can like now be on Switch 2 and you can use your Switch 2 with a mouse, but it's a Joy-Con. What late stage capitalism are we in? You know, I think we have accepted a lot of weird things in the gaming industry, the subscription for online, the very varying price points, I think, for AAA games, and the fact that we are going more and more in that direction. But I think, like, normally Nintendo tries to be more reasonable with how they are pricing things and how they are presenting that to people. And in this particular direct, they were like, oh, we know that we cannot show that on screen because it would look very bad, like the price points. That's why, again, no price. They have not shown any price on the presentation, not even the price of the console. And I was like, oh, maybe it will be released later, but no, it was released here. It's just they hid that from us because they know it looks bad. And if you know that it looks bad, with the amount of money you're making, why are you doing this? Because like we know that Nintendo has a very special relation with like investors. They are like, we are making so much money because we're selling quantities and not like games that are really expensive. We are making the difference from quantities, since like every game that we're selling is like at least 1 million sales worldwide, which is like immediately something that is a net positive in terms of money. But there's no justification for that. They seem to have like changed their discourse, you know, vis-a-vis the investors, by going the route of, okay, we want to make more money, so we will do the scummy things because like everyone is doing the scummy things and we don't have to be that, you know, gentle, quote unquote, with customers anymore. And I'm not saying that, you know, Nintendo were good guys. Like we know that they were absolutely like crazy people when it comes into copyrights and things like this. But it felt like they were not as crazy as what we have seen in this direct and with the informations that we saw after the direct. And I still think that, you know, Nintendo has great ideas. I mean, the people making games, but right now the executives are fucking it up a lot. This is not good. And yeah, I don't know. I think every company is going with inflation plus trade war narrative to justify higher prices, and Nintendo wanted to jump in and be sorry. It is more expensive, but it was against our will. Probably, but I think again, like the fact that you're not even touching that point in your presentation is very bad. Like, they are going for a pseudo transparency, and it feels like a bit scummy, is what I mean. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think a little bit more about this. I don't think like my opinion will get you know, more positive, but like to try to understand what is happening. I'm a bit confused. Free updates. Oh, okay, I'm seeing like something. Free updates for select Nintendo Switch games on Switch 2 that may improve performance or add support for features such as game share in select games. So there are some games that will have like a free... Again, some games will have a free update for Switch 2, but other games are not, and you have to pay for it. It's so inconsistent. They are waiting for the narrative to develop, and then they can answer instead of having to be proactive and say it to our face. But at least Zelda, they did say paid on the direct. Yes, it's true, and I do agree with both comments. I just think that maybe you shouldn't have shown the price at all, and wait for what people were willing to pay to like adjust and then show your price. Because right now it's like you still need to do some damage control, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. Oh wait. Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full data game. Well, the full game data. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting. So they are going for the same weird... they're going for the same weird like PlayStation thingy where you have to like put the disc inside of the reader, but it's not like the disc for data, this is the disc for playing, and you have to download the data still. So this is like annoying. So you cannot even back up your games to emulate them. Is that their way like to combat, to fight like emulation? I don't know. I don't know. And I will say I really do not like also the case for the physical case for the games. For Switch 2 it looks like really bad, but so like Mario Kart is like $80 and the Donkey Kong is like 70. This is madness. I don't know. Looks like it. I don't know. I don't know. We should not like. Oh wait, the Bloodborne game is a multiplayer game. Or do they say multiplayer like you have like multiplayer features, or is it like a multiplayer game? Like this is, if it's multiplayer focused, this is a loss, I think. I guess all the Souls games have multiplayer. I agree, but it's like, is it the focus or not? Because it seems to be like the description from the official video. I don't know. Again, we need like more information. It's like very weird. Anyway, let's do puzzles. Maybe they're going like the new, Night Blood, I think, Night Rain. It looked very Night Rain to me. It's true, especially with the fact that you could jump from very high, I believe, which is also something in Night Rain. But like, you're going for another like multiplayer focused game? Like, we don't even know, Hope I'm not too late. No, we're still, reeling from the direct and being like extremely negative from the price point. But hello, and I hope that you are doing good, but not. And we haven't really started playing like Layton. We are just discussing about Switch 2. And I think we'll continue to discuss about the Switch 2 while we're playing a little bit, you know, for a little while. And then I will jump because I don't know. We'll play at least this chapter. This chapter is short, so we can play this chapter. But again, if you want to, feel free to ask questions about the Switch 2 so we can continue to talk about that at the same time, because I think there's a lot of to unpack here after seeing that direct. I don't think you have been able to see the direct in its entirety, Bert, or not, or did you? Shitting on Nintendo, that's fine by me. I think the presentation, I was like, it's okay, there are things that I do enjoy. It's not like a transformative direct, but it's alright. But like the price point for both the consoles and especially the games, it's like crazy. Like the 80 euros for Mario Kart, this is like unjustifiable. And that was like the point of the conversation until well, you came in the chat. 80 euros for Mario Kart? Who are we trying to like fool here? This is madness. Truth and lies. I think like the set, you can see everything here, okay? Here is a famous puzzle. One of these three is telling the truth and the other two are lying. Based on their statements, can you determine who is telling the truth? I never lie, says A. B. A is lying, I'm the one telling the truth. B is lying, I am the honest one. So A and C, okay, they're all saying that they're all... If A is telling the truth, then B is lying. And C would tell the truth, which is not possible. If B is telling the truth, then A is lying and it's fine, and C is lying and it works because only B is telling the truth. And if C is telling the truth, B has to tell the truth as well. No, B is lying. If C is telling the truth, then A would lie. And you cannot say that you never lie if you, well, it has to be B anyway. From what I heard, nothing too crazy when it comes to games. Mario Kart would look fantastic, but not deserving that price tag. Yeah, absolutely not. I think this is interesting what they're doing, but it's not something that allow them to up that price point that much. Like to me, Mario Kart and Mario Party are a bit like, hey, let's play some repo, let's play some Stardew, and someone that doesn't own the game can be, I guess I'll buy it because games are not free but not very expensive. That expensive is insane. Yeah, I think like I was not expecting Air Riders. I thought it would be like another Kirby games. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. I would have enjoyed like another, 2D or even like 3D Kirby instead of that. Because like Forgotten City or whatever, the latest Kirby game is, when was it released? I don't remember. And to answer to Rani, I do agree. I mean, I think they could have justified that if it was like, okay, those you can play also multiplayer by sharing your game. And, like one person is making the purchase for kind of everyone. Forgotten Land. Yeah, if it was a sequel for Forgotten Land, kind of cooking. I mean, it's what I said on stream is like, at least Sakurai is working on something else than Smash, which is good, but it's like another racing game. True, absolutely true. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Again, I think there are so much in this narrative of like, we don't need a strong lineup because it will be a gradual transition to Switch 2 that they really don't have a strong lineup, I believe, apart from like Mario Kart, which is too expensive anyway. Yeah, it's like the same thing. We need to like solve things by the unicity of the solution. Remember the first year of the Switch, there were literally games from any popular genre, any genre popular in Nintendo. We had 3D Mario, 3D Zelda, Splatoon, Mario RPG, Musou, and Xenoblade. Yeah. Oh, have you seen like the Hyrule Warriors Musou, but for Tears of the Kingdom? I think this one looks good, but what? Yeah, this is like Age of Imprisonment. So it's like the sequel. It's like the sequel, no, the prequel for Tears of the Kingdom, and basically you play like Zelda in the past with like the old king and queens of, well, the previous age, right? That would have been a good choice, but like if you're selling Mario Kart for like 80 and you can share that with like the max, let's say 3 more friends, then just make the friend. I do agree, like the game should not cost more than 50 euros. It's like, of all the possible solutions that they could have, you know, chosen, this is the worst. This is the worst like solution possible. This is crazy. The price point is like so bad. Why make it a Musou? I do agree, but I guess like they needed their Musou, I guess. It was what, the previous one? 2021? Age of Calamity? I don't remember. Or 2022? I can't remember. Reading lamp, Layton, maybe. I don't know. I think like they don't know what to do with this Switch 2. Like I was expecting, you know, Donkey Kong, why not? But I was expecting something a bit more festive, a bit more, okay, we are showing the next Mario. And maybe they're waiting, you know, for the next fiscal year to do really something with the Switch 2, but right now there's nothing that can really justify buying the Switch 2, I believe, just because the Switch 1 is so much better. Like, it's not like we do not have fun anymore with Switch 1 games, right? You can still play Mario Party Jamboree, you can still play Mario Kart 8, you can still play Smash. There's no way you have to buy the Switch 2 when you don't have like enough good games that justify making the jump. So I'll probably buy, I don't know. No, I'm thinking that I'll probably buy the console next year, the same way I did for the Switch 1. And I'm waiting, you know, for the very good game that will push me to do the purchase. Like, I don't know, Layton, the next Layton, or the next Mario, the next Zelda. I don't know. This board has 12 dots on it. Your task is to connect these dots to form as many squares as possible. You can use each dot multiple times and you can orient the squares however you wish to fit them on the board. However, to be counted as a square, each corner must be on a dot. How many different squares can be drawn on this board? So you can obviously do squares like that, so we have like 5 of them. You can probably make squares that are like a diagonal. you would have like another one here, and one here, I guess. So like +4. And then you have like this this knight shape square here, and you have like 2 of them, right? So that would push us to 11, I believe. Here's the thing, they didn't have to do much, just announced the new iteration of your most beloved franchises. And if your only Zelda is a Musou that is very similar to the previous one, Age of Calamity was real different from the original Hyrule Warriors, then don't make it big because it isn't, absolutely. Plus, it's directly competing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is still selling like hotcakes. Your average consumer would love to buy a new Mario Kart if the pricing is okay. Exactly, because like you have another concept. Like this is a different type of Mario Kart with the way they are setting like you have to go from one track to the other by yourself. It's not like there's no harsh transition between the courses. So different concept, the fact that you can like kind of free roam in the map. Okay, why not? But again, like the pricing is not okay. You cannot like justify this pricing even with like a slightly new concept. And for the mouse thingy, I'm really, eager to see what people will do with the mouse because I think it can be interesting. I wouldn't mind playing like point and clicks on my Switch. But you have to show better than that. It's different from 8 Deluxe. They managed to make it real different, which is fantastic. But the problem is that communication-wise, people are only talking about the price tag. Exactly. And that's what we were talking about like just before you came in. It's like they knew it was fucked up because they did not even like talk about the price point during the presentation. People had to discover that after the direct, and it's like, oh, it was so good during the presentation, but you hid the price from us, and now like we are seeing how much like of a scam it feels like. Finish your business here. I strongly advise you to leave the village. Gramophone, Layton. If at your local store you can find 8 Deluxe at 50 quid and the other one is like 19 in Europe, and the fact that it's like more expensive in Europe nowadays is crazy. Like you cannot. Again, I was talking about how for us in France, like you could get games at like 45 or 50 euros, and you have now to pay the double for Switch 2. Nobody is willing to make that crazy jump. Then why would they? Exactly, it's madness. Like in terms of, it's not even in terms of communication here. It's like psychologically, nobody will buy the Switch 2 and those games because you can have like two Switch 1 games for that price. And like it's the same thing. It's literally the cost of like the coupons that we had like on Switch 1 that would allow you to buy like 2 games for basically 100 euros. This is madness. You haven't found the golden apple. Another puzzle? Over the river. Another situation when we need to... Okay. Help Station Scarf and move the wolf, sheep and cabbage from one side of the river to the other while obeying the following rules. In addition to its captain, the raft can only support one animal or item at once. When Stachenskafen is near, the wolf will eat the sheep and you will have to start over. The sheep will eat the cabbage. If you let the sheep have its way, you'll have to start over. Okay. So it's kind of like the previous one, but you have like the Stachenskafen to do the back and forth. So I guess we need to bring the ship first. You can come back empty. Then we do like... Doesn't matter, but we can do cabbage. I'm bringing you back. Wolf, coming back here. And this.
There we go.
Haven't we already done this puzzle? The previous puzzle was without the person in the boat. Basically, you would put like two things. You had like to keep one, let's say, object or animal in the boat. This is a very similar one, but not exactly the same. But it's solved in the same way. So it's a bit weird. 7 moves. Well, we did 7 moves. That was masterful. Over the river. Yeah. We can go back to... Do we have like also puzzles that we have missed? I don't remember. We do not. Andra's really nice, but she comes with tough puzzles. Okay, you don't have anything to say. Looking at the trailer of the new Donkey Kong game, concept is very neat, but I'm not vibing. Exactly, I was the same. I was like, this is too dark. I do enjoy the new Donkey Kong design, which is closer to the original one back in the day, but like the very, I guess, dark aesthetic, the focus on lighting, the more, I don't know, modern peak graphics like approach is not really my vibe. But I will say it's not my vibe for the entire presentation. Like we were also talking about how I don't want better graphics. I want what we had like at the end of the Switch 1. Just give me games that are looking like Mario Party Jamboree and I will be happy. But I'm missing the country aesthetics already. Yes, exactly. The animal lover. Is it? Oh, wait. So sorry to bother you while you're busy, but you'd make an old man very happy by helping him with this puzzle. Another puzzle? Laziest man on earth. Well, back to easy puzzles, I guess. Behold, before you sit the laziest man on the entire world. Famous for his aversion to physical activity, this slug has designed his house so that he can grab anything without leaving the comfort of his armchair. Using an elaborate set of tools including a fishing rod, an extender arm, high-energy magnets, this legendary loafer has put everything in the room within reach. However, despite his effort, there is one place he cannot reach without getting up. Can you find that spot? I mean, literally, what is below you, right? The rest was only about partners. Nintendo is now the only dominant force in gaming. All studios are now interested in the new Switch system. And it's kind of like they are doing a very Sony approach. Like, not in the point where we won't have any games anymore from Nintendo, but this focus on like partners is like, yeah, normally like, and especially coming after the Wii U into the Switch, it was like, oh, we are showcasing like a lot of our games because you were missing games from us that were really transformative. I remember, again, Mario 3D, Zelda HD, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, well, a deluxe, it was already there, but like the deluxe version. And that was such a strong lineup. And here it's like, oh, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. Like it's the weakest lineup you could have for a launch console. And did you see the thing like they had like the pseudo Astro Playground or something like this? The thing like to showcase the Switch 2? This is not even a demo. It's a paid game. You have to pay for like the demo of the technical demo of the Switch 2. I don't know what they're thinking. We don't know the price, but like, or at least I have not seen it, but exactly, but it's free. But here you have to buy the game. You have to buy like the demo for the Switch 2. It doesn't make any sense. It's so bad. And people loved it for that reason also. I know. It's like, what are they thinking? They had to do the exact same marketing strategy as like the Switch 1 and people would have been happy. And they are doing things that are not making any sense at all, considering their financial like results. It's literally, you had to do nothing to win. And they are like just doing crazy decisions. I'm getting soft. I've been waiting for someone like you. A sweet treat. You go to the shop to buy some almond chocolate to share with 3 friends. However, upon unwrapping the chocolate, you find that only 4 of the 16 chocolate squares actually have an almond in it. How can you cut the chocolate up into 4 pieces to share with each... Wait. Into 4 pieces to share with each with the same shape, but containing an almond in a different location. The almond has to be in a different location. I mean, if we want to have the same shape, we need to have like some sort of symmetry. Obviously you can go there, but it doesn't make any sense. You could, I don't know, cut in lines, but in this position it doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. The only shape that kind of works is like doing this, right? Which is kind of what you want to do, but it's not in this direction, right? You would do it like this. This. And because we want like symmetry without flipping a piece, I guess you're doing that again. And we have... Yeah, it's in a different location. Stream still says just chatting. Too bad. Too bad. At least it's correct for the YouTube VOD, but I'm too lazy to change it. I can change it if you want. I can change it. I'm a good streamer. I will change it. Puzzling our way to the tower! Exclamation mark. Category Layton, the Curious Village. Why do we have like so many viewers right now on Layton? So many people are streaming the game. Or maybe one person that is quite famous. Or just mostly chatting. Fine by me, I just wanted to say... Don't worry, I've changed it. I'm a good streamer. No, make sure you share with everyone. Yes. Is that really all I needed to solve it? Yes, but because like you're eating and not thinking, and then you cannot solve like easy puzzles. The greatest culinary delight in all of Saint-Mystère is croutons, ginger pudding. Ginger pudding, interesting. There's also a dish of croutons. The scones. Are people scones haters? Are we Picard maxing? We have only lost 5 Picarats in this entire run. got home and showered and eating dinner, watching a peak. No -5 pick rate here. Not on this stream, I'm sorry. We will play for a little bit and then I'll just leave to do other things and prepare for raiding, since we're raiding, you know, in an hour and a half. What the heck? My guide for like for puzzles tell me that is it here? Wait. Oh, because you can go further, I guess. This is the path to the tower, right? Yes. There's a hidden puzzle here. A hidden puzzle? No way. Red and blue 1. I had a glass of wine. Hopefully my performance won't be affected. If it's just one glass, it should be alright, but as I say to people, we can clear in the first session, maybe. Oh no, not those puzzles. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, do this. Those puzzles are also not interesting to watch, unfortunately. I'm kind of locking myself by doing this. This is not very smart, I think. Go in here, go in here. Am I locking myself by doing this? No, it's nice. It's alright, but we are not doing the minimum number of moves, but also who cares?
I think I've got it!
GameCube is coming, but only for Switch 2 if I got things right. Not too surprised. I think so. It was a bit unclear, I guess. Not too surprised, but are they going to change the fee of their subscription plan? Or don't drink. You cannot drink. Vi, this is not. I'm still monitoring what you're doing. GameCube is peak, but I'm still sad about it being sub-based. I mean, exactly. It's like you can play it on your computer, but I guess it's fine for people who cannot mess with, you know, emulators, maybe? I don't know. Why just not port the Wind Waker remake? To be fair, yeah, good question. I will say the two versions are different enough that it makes sense to have like both. But I was expecting at some point like the Wind Waker remake, and Wind Waker on the Wii U is way better. This is where we do not agree. This is where we do not agree. It is like streamlined. Is it better? I don't know. I don't know. I cannot say that I've done like a 3-hour podcast on this because it was before Miyabi era, but I've done a 3-hour podcast on Wind Waker, and I do not think that any version is better than the other. The Cold Trifle quest is enough. Yes, but I think like it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, it's not that bad in the base game, and I think you have like other things that make sense in the base game that would push me to prefer playing the base game every time. Especially the graphics and I don't know, the added sense of contemplation from not having the fast sail. As you know, annoying as it can be sometimes. Not every day I see a handsome buck around these parts. The 3D Mario collection did not prevent Mario 64 from ultimately joining the Nintendo Switch online program. This is true. Again, it's like, what are they doing? We don't know, because they are doing like pure insanity right now. Try this puzzle on for size. Best Zelda game is Triforce Heroes, isn't it? I do remember the backlog reviews comment being like, what a picture. This is what we have put for the comment on this game with like Birdnut. What a picture. Was like limited, wasn't it? It was. It's like it was limited, but like in fact it was not, I think. I mean, you can still buy the collection, right? In some places. Aces and jokers. You have scattered a deck of 52 cards and one joker face down on a table so that you don't know which card is where. Next, you start turning the cards over one by one, assuming that you cannot flip the same card twice. What are the percentage odds that you will turn over all 4 aces before you will turn over the joker? What? There's no trick here, you need to solve it, right? Assuming that you cannot flip the same card twice, what are the odds that you will turn over all 4 aces before you turn over the joker? No, it's easy, because I don't care about the other cards. What I want is drawing the aces before the joker. So it's a probability over 5 cards, which we can see at the top of the screen. So, because only those cards are interesting to me, I can like try to find the probability, obviously, of drawing 4 cards, you know, first, but I think it's easier because this is the same as saying I want to draw the joker last. So what I can do is like, yeah, this is like 1 out of 5. So I have like 20% of finding the joker at the end. So to draw all the aces before the joker. ¿Dejo?
There we go.
We are not losing picarats in this session. I refuse. When maximum you need to take into account other cards into account, no card in the deck except for the joker and 4 aces plays any part in calculating the percentage. Yes. Brainish and lookish. The total package. She's simping hard. I guess like women are simping hard for Layton. Do we sim for Martha? I don't know, she seems a bit crazy. No, you cannot find the game anymore. There were some leftovers easily found in stores across Europe well after the deadline. It's like a shame, especially since we had Galaxy in the bundle, right? They say Layton's brain is as big as his hat. Yes, we're not in Layton 2 yet, so you don't know what is under Layton's hat yet. Painting a cube. In front of you sits a blank paper cube that you have decided to paint. You need to paint the cube so that all the faces that touch, so that all faces that touch are different colors. Using 3 colors of paint, how many ways can you paint the cube so that it satisfies the above condition? Each painting scheme should be different pattern, just not the same pattern with color rearranged. Just not the same pattern with color rearranged. Also, you cannot leave any sides of the cube blank. Using 3 colors of paint. If you are blue, for example, you have to be red and you have to be green, yellow, for example. And the fact is, in a given cube, the only faces that are not touching each other are like opposite faces. So if you're blue here, you have to be blue there. And by extension, every color will be found on opposite sides of the cube. So here, here, and here. Which means that if we have, for example, blue here, we look blue in here, and we say it's red here, red will be on the opposite. And so yellow will be here and then on the opposite. But the fact is, if you cannot just rearrange the pattern, because you can just do like 90-degree rotation and you will find the same colors basically. Like if you put yellow here and red here, it's the same thing. It is the same pattern because the parity between the faces is the same. And so you have only one possible pattern of coloring because by virtue of like turning the cubes around, you will find all the possible like arrangement of said coloring. Just mix colors to get a new one +2. The question was incomplete, but I think it's 1.
How does this sound?
Incredible. She's incredible.
Layton's apprentice saves the day.
If you were to change where you use the color, rotating the cube proves that you're really just reusing the same idea of painting opposite sides of the same color. Exactly. I could do that puzzle standing on 1 foot. How is it harder? What's that on the ground? It appears to be a scrap of paper. Can you please read what's written on it, Luke? Leave it to me, Professor. I don't know how to read. The boss hasn't been himself since Lady Viola's passing, and he shows no signs of recovering. That is why I've decided that I'll make one as tribute to Lady Viola. I'm sure it will put a smile back on his face. Could our mystery author be him? So we had found, remember, some notebook, a journal in the previous episode from the friend of the Baron. I've walked my fingers to the bone trying to cheer up the boss. Looking out of a samister, I see a thriving, bustling village. With so many villagers to keep him company, maybe he can finally be happy again. And that's the end. Layton has solved the... Layton, you have solved the mystery from, 2 episodes earlier. You don't have to lie to us. I think this is a dead end. And it does appear to be the only road, doesn't it? That tower does look awfully ominous, doesn't it? Seeing it up close, I can understand why the villagers are so scared of the place. Let's take a closer look at this wall. There might be more to it than meets the eye. Looking every nook and cranny.
What?
Oh my god. I wonder who it is.
And who might you be?
And who might you be?
Well, I'd rather not say. Hmm? Why not? What are you hiding?
We seek access to the tower. Do you think you could help us, miss?
The tower? Huh?
Oh, wait!
Wait! What in the world was that about? Huh? A Ferris wheel ticket. Very curious indeed. I remember, but it's for the second Layton game where you had like a ticket also for the train. And it came like in the box and it was used to solve like one of the puzzle. You had to fold the ticket. It was quite good. I kind of miss that. And I don't think I have the ticket anymore. I've not brought it with me, you know, from my childhood years. Let's see what we can find around the park's Ferry wheel. Who are you? That's right, Layton. Go straight to the park. Oh my god. Who is that? Well, there's nothing we can do with this for now. I mean, yeah, they're all probably like hint coins, but we are not using them, so who cares? I'll say... Let's continue just a little bit, and I don't know if you're still here, Bernard, but I will be with you in voice chat in a bit. We're just like continuing the game, just a bit more, and I'll be with you in voice chat if you're here in you know, let's say 15 or 20 minutes. Absolutely, absolutely peak. I don't know what to do with that joke. To be or not to be? Yeah, the next chapter is a bit long, so we'll just do a few things. So we need someone to open the door, the gate. I'm extremely speechless. I'm speechless. I'm astonished. I think we'll try to play Layton next week also and make a push to end the game. If maybe like next Monday we can finish Layton in, you know, a quite long stream. There's not much left to do, and we won't do all the additional puzzles, I believe. Just because I want to play other games. We want to go to the town hall, right? What's that you say? The gate to the park is locked shut? Oh, this seems impossible. I've employed a caretaker who should have everything up and running. But as it may, the gate is locked shut and we cannot gain entrance to the place. Would you please open it for us? That sort of thing is the job of the park caretaker. I strongly advise you to go and find him. Well, where do you think we might find this caretaker? That's a good question. But who knows who manages the caretaker? This is peak administration. I can't say it's not one of my duty. You're like literally the mayor of this village. This is your duty. What bureaucracy? Bureaucracy. This is Kafkaesque. He manages the village sewer systems as well. No, unless you have some form you need to fill in, I strongly advise you to get out. Get advised. The sewers, unpleasant as it might be, it is one place we haven't searched yet. I don't even remember. I didn't even remember that there was like a sewer section in Layton 1. This is a dirty job, but someone has to do it. Off we go. Oh, wait. It's here. Oh, I remember. Of course I remember. Are you by any chance the park caretaker? No. I am an explorer of El Mundo. Right now, I'm trying to familiarize myself with the local culture. Have a pleasant day, sir. Feel free to enjoy those sewers as much as you like. But wait for one momento, s'il vous plaît. I just saw a man in war clothes this past year. It could be the caretaker you seek. It could be. Which way did he go? Probably to the right. But maybe it was the left. I see. Are you feeling alright? You seem a bit directionally challenged for an explorer. I just arrived here after years of world travel. Je ne sais pas the local geography here, that's all. I see. In that case, please forgive me for making another assumption. No, please excuse us as we need to get going. Wait, which way is to the villaggio? Donde está the train station? What is he talking about? A hidden puzzle. Get the ball out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think we will have a good time here. This can be solved. This can be solved in 20 moves. Can we kill that man? I don't think we can. Because he is like... he's coming in every game. I don't even know where to begin. Can I move? Oh, okay, I can move you here. The vision, I do not see it. What am I doing? It's not good enough, right? Because I kind of need like the purple to be on the right, I think. I think the start was good. I need to get rid of that purple in one way or another. If I push you there... If I push you there, I have like no ways to... Oh, interesting. It is because like the blues that I'm moving here are like blocking the path. So can I like maybe... If I do that, I don't have like any... What about doing this? I don't know, I'm annoyed by this green one. Like I'm stuck here. Can I move you here so I keep like the ball in place? Doesn't allow me to. Because if I do that, I can perhaps move like the blues there. I won't be still stuck, right? Oh, because I can move you here now, right? Is it enough? If I push you there, can I like find a way to... Where do you need... How do I move the purple that is in the bottom a bit up? I don't think I can. Or is it like, okay, you keep it there. And we're almost here. Okay.
I think I've got
Well, you can do that in 20 moves, but help.
Professor, I've solved it!
Oops. In addition to having that bothersome yellow block in the way those purple and blue blocks... Yeah, I mean, why are we reading this? This doesn't... It's useless. Let's find more puzzles. Do we want to find more ball puzzles? I don't like balls. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Sylvain, you're the park caretaker, are you not? Would you mind opening up the gate for the park, to the park for us? It's important. I will not elaborate. You lads are certainly curious. But I've got to finish this repair job here before I do anything. Funny you should mention that. If you could just work out the area on this map, I'll be done in a jiffy. Are you any good with things like that? I think I have a decent sense of observation. Sylvain brought you this diagram to see if you can help him with it. Several circles and squares are pictured in the diagram below. How many times larger is the area of the blue square when compared to that of this red square? How times larger is the area of the blue square when compared to the area around the four squared? I mean, this is like some sort of triangle, no, like the squaring of the circle, but like... I mean, it looks like, you know, it's like this side, right? So it's like 1/4 of the big square. The problem is like, how are you like justifying that like mathematically? The way you can justify it, I guess, is by making the argument of like this particular section can be rotated. Like you can rotate the square because it's inscribed in the circle, you can rotate it and it's doing like this. And so here, the section here is basically like I mean, if like this was like 1, it would be like the square root of, well, you understand, you know, it's a diagonal. But then we can do the same thing here because it's, you will touch it. I mean, what do I need to use? Like, I don't have to use like the Pythagorean theorem, right? I can like just be smarter than that. It's like you're touching it, okay. But I guess like you're half of that, you're my brain is fried. This is probably the sign that we need to stop afterwards. But like, you're half of this. No, it's okay. I'm dumb. It's like if we take like this big square here, this section here is basically like it's half of the. Like this is like inside the square, and it's like half of like the big square here. And so when you're doing like this and this, and you're making like this cut here, you again have like this part, which is like half of the half. So by virtue of that, you have to be like 1/4 of the entire square, right? And this is like the proof for that. How many times larger is the area of the blue square when compared to that of the red square? Yes, this is 4.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle solved.
Another puzzle solved. Exactly, so this was like the method we used to solve that. Fine work. I mean, how was that puzzle useful for your work as a caretaker? We will never know, but... Thank you for that. Oh, okay. And we'll probably stop here. We'll keep the exploration of the park for another time, and it means that my thumbnail is again wrong because, you know, we have not progressed enough. But what can I say? There are probably like more puzzles to do in the sewers, so we will have to do that also next time. I used to keep it open every day, but these villagers, they don't care at all for me park. I'm glad you fellows stopped by. This is the first time in a while I had to do my job. Well, my job at the very least is done for today. So the Wednesday streams will be a bit, you know, shorter. They will be this, you know, amount of this time. In general, 3 hours because we're raiding afterwards, and I want to have like a little bit of time before that. So thank you for coming today. We watched the Nintendo Direct. It was an experience in all ways conceivable. And we did a little bit of Layton, so it was not completely out of topic, I guess. I will see you on Friday, maybe. It's always tentative. I think I will be here, but there might be a chance that I'm cancelling that. I'm still not sure. I will put a message in the server if I'm not here. You will be pinged. And if we are delaying things, then like the episode of A Leaf of Their Books will be on Monday, because I don't want to delay that too long. But hopefully we do not have to delay. I don't know. And that's basically it for me. Maybe it's preparing us to be cancelled. So why would you be cancelled? Have you done something that warrants me cancelling you live on stream in front of everyone? Do you have sins that you want to confess, my child? Or what? What are you talking? They're crazy. Bye-bye.